Hello, my name is Naz Aydın, and this is my video interview for Auburn University's Marriage and Family Therapy program. As I couldn't come to the interview, I'm going to be answering some of the questions that you have sent me. Before we start, I'd like to just thank you for this opportunity, not for just applying, but also making this a learning process for me. So thank you and hope you enjoy. The first question asks, what aspects of your life have influenced your desire to be a therapist? Well, first of all, I think it was how and where I was raised. I was born in Istanbul, a big multicultural city, and living here, I had the opportunity to observe how people from very different cultures and people with very different opinions live together and manage to go through their lives together. And also being raised by a liberal family and living here, I had to maybe learn the hard way that not everybody's going to agree with me, and there are people who are disrespectful and not accepting towards everyone. I've learned to embrace the chaos because my parents always had a positive attitude towards these things. And when I started doing my research on what I wanted to do with my life, I decided that I wanted to be a part of the positive change in the world and also in people's lives. And this, I think, is why I went into mentoring high school kids and why I became a dance instructor. And most importantly, when the refugee crisis hit Istanbul and 2 million refugees came into the city, I started volunteering. And that is when I realized that in order to realize my dreams, the best fit for me is to become a marriage and family therapist. And to add to this very quickly, I think internally my personal growth process also affected my decision to become a marriage and family therapist. Growing up, I was very resistant to change because when I was 7 years old, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. She is fine now and everything is okay, but this experience led me to have a struggle with the concept of change. And in order to go through this and become more healthy, I use dancing and meditation and self-awareness activities. And this made me be able to accept the change and embrace the chaos of the city as well. And to realize that just how changing your perspective can benefit your life. And all I want to do is be a part of this positive change in other people's lives as well. And that's why I wanted to become a marriage and family therapist. The second question asks, how do you think these experiences will help you in your role as a therapist? Well, living in the city, as I said, I've learned that not everyone's going to be respectful and accepting, and that just meant that it was my responsibility to create a safe space for everyone around me, for me and others, to share our emotions, share our feelings and thoughts, so that we can grow together. And with these experiences, I've learned that people connect together, connect with each other who are similar experiences. And because of our differences, we can be aware of them and we can grow. And applying this philosophy, I think, to my role as a therapist will really pay off in the therapeutic environment because I've now have the ability to create that safe space with other people to not for them to not judge me, but also showing them that I'm not judging them and it is safe to explore your emotions and thoughts in every way. And also going through a personal growth process, I've learned to be patient with myself and others and to just be accepting of our surroundings, being aware of myself around other people, and just checking myself in time from time to time to see how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, and how everyone's doing, and what the environment is as well. And I think this really gave me the skill to be empathetic, but also be aware of my surroundings and what everyone's going through. And it helped me with my observational skills as well. The third question asks, in what way may these experiences provide you with challenges to overcome in your role as a therapist? Well, first of all, I'm sure that working with cancer patients will become a challenge for me But it's a challenge that I'm willing to take because I think my experiences are valuable and they can be an asset to me if I work on them. Secondly, there is a challenge for me to overcome, I think, and I've already come across from this by working with Syrian refugee children, and it's about the boundaries of the therapeutic environment. Living here in Istanbul and being enthusiastic about the change in the world, I always want to give everything to who I'm working with, especially Syrian refugee children, and just do whatever I can for them. And I'm only now realizing that I can only do whatever I can whenever I can, and it is their lives and their choices. So I think that's a big challenge for me, which I am willing to overcome. The final question asks, what strengths will you bring that will help ensure your success? Personality wise, I've always been a hardworking and passionate and curious kid. But I think my most important strengths come from my most recent experiences, which have led me to become more grounded, more understanding, more patient with myself, and most importantly, I think more flexible. I've now gained the ability to change my perspective when I have to, and I can now embrace that change. To give a second answer to this question, I think my amazing support system will also be another thing that will help me succeed in my life. I have an amazing group of family and friends who are always there for me, who I can always confide in and share my thoughts and feelings and just figure out life. They give me the ability to look at the world from a bigger lens, and they always are there for me, and they are supporters of my career, and I think that's one of the most important things to have in one's life. Finishing up the interview, I'd just like to thank you for your time and for listening. I really appreciate the Auburn University's efforts in developing young minds and just creating a platform for development and research. And so, thank you for this opportunity and hope you have a good day.